people actually do this?
Where are his gloves?
Oh, I'll be fine. It's summer. Oh, he's hardly exercising. He's lifting an arm or two.
I'll pick him up from playgroup later.
Oh, thanks. You're a gem, Zoe. My schedule, I don't know how I'd cope without you.
Hi, Zoe.
Oh, yeah, I'm just taking James to playgroup.
Thanks. Really appreciate this, don't we, Kim? I might be back a bit late tonight.
Why?
Just a few things to sort out at work.
Oh, I didn't realise you'd started socialising over there. Bring them home for tea. We'll get some beers in, watch the footy.
That's a good idea. I'll see you later.
You need it. Dave will tell you what to do.
Yeah, I'll just take my break.
You'll do as you're told.
Back off, Mick. I'm part of the team now, so just treat me like it, all right?
Just because you're on the road with us doesn't mean you can slacken off.
Do you want my mate to buy this stone?
We've done all right by ourselves so far.
Yeah, and you do better now. I'm on my break, all right?
All right. All right.
You ready?
Sure. Steve, you know our driver, Jimmy, don't you?
I've seen him around.
Right. You two check the delivery off, and tonight, Jimmy will come back and we load her up again.
Fine. My mate's going to meet us on the bypass. Shouldn't be any problems.
It hasn't been so far.
You two back to work. Jimmy, do you fancy a brew? Aye.
So how much do you normally make on this?
You know,
It was a grand's worth of gear. Our price to my contact, that's 504 ways.
it's not as simple as that.
Meaning?
Well, there's a couple of lads we've used before. We bung them something to keep their mouths shut. Then, of course, there's a security guard. You'll have to know.
I'm not splitting with lads who aren't risking anything.
It's the way it is.
7 ways, that's 70 quid I used to spend that on a round of drinks.
Oh, be grateful you've lost your rich mates with their rich tastes. Steve's unhappy.
Is he now?
I just reckon the risks are much higher than the payout.
You getting cold feet?
No, but I have a few ideas for upping our return.
Eh?
Getting more money.
Oh?
Those guys you've been paying out to, the ones who worked for you before, blow them out. They'll only incriminate themselves if they go to the police.
Maybe.
Look, you don't owe them anything. Do it my way while going with a bit more money for the same risk.
What do you reckon?
Wake up.
You're nervous, I can tell.
Problems?
No, we're ready.
Let's get to it then. What's wrong?
Nothing. Just had an idea.
It's full of ideas.
Better if you do a bit of graft like the rest of us.
I think I know a way of getting more money for this lot.
Oh?
I just need to ring my mates if he's at the bypass. You stay here.
A desk job for life. Hard work, isn't it, Zine?
Yeah, police, please.
Everything all right over there?
Fine.
He's doing well with his words.
Yeah, unless they have ours in it.
What does he call Steve?
Oh, Steve.
Oh, I thought maybe...
Oh, we've talked about it, and, well, Steve thought that Dad was disrespectful to David. As far as I'm concerned, Steve will be his father.
Well, I'm sure it'll be a very good one.
He's trying so hard. Most of the village hasn't got a good word to say about him.
Well, after all that money trouble, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I suppose not.
You never really care what people think anyway.
Not really. But I just wish people would see how hard he's trying. I mean, he comes home from that awful job, his hands all blistered, and he never complains. And he can't stand those thugs he works with up there.
Is that who beat him up?
And still he goes back there, morning after morning.
Well, if I hear of anything more suitable for him to do...
Or would you?
Of course.
It's just I don't know how much longer he can stand up there.
I'm sure something will turn up.
Yeah.
Oh, I am doing. How are we for time?
Fine, I think.
Move it! He's crashed us up!
Hey! Oh, all right. Take it easy. All right. On the bonnet. On the bonnet. Oh.
There's one in the cab.
All right. All right.
Don't be silly.
Ah! Get up! Seek the lovers! Seek the lovers!
All right, mate. Come on, nice and easy.
My name's Steve Merchant.
Who?
I made the call.
Okay, but you're still going to have to come with me.
I'll get you for this, Martins! Believe me! I'll get you for this!
Is Steve all right?
Yes, he's just got to finish giving his statement.
Well, I hope everyone appreciates what he's done.
No, I doubt the other quarry workers do. The word grass springs to mind.
You saved the company a lot of money, Chris. I'm sure we're all very grateful.
Yes, well, I hope you'll be showing your gratitude in rather more than just words.
Oh, so now I see. We're supposed to reward him for this selfless act.
He risked his neck for you. If only I'd known what was going on, I'd have told him not to bother.
You ought to be used to Steve keeping you in the dark by now. At least this time it didn't cost you a fortune.
No, but it saved you plenty. The least you can do is take him out of that quarry job and give him something decent to do.
Well, that seems sensible. If we leave him there, someone might have a go at him.
Well, perhaps we won't need to find him another job. He seems to have a promising new career ahead of him as a police informer.
A proper job with a proper salary. You owe him that much. And you know what it would mean to him after all he's been through. I was so worried about you.
No, I'm fine. I'm just glad it's all over.
Yeah, well, let's hope it is.
You scum, Martins! I'll have you for this!
You see? Steve put himself in a lot of danger.
Don't worry about that lot. They're up before the magistrate this morning. They'll be remanded in custody to appear at the Crown Court.
Well, I need to give evidence.
I doubt it. Seems pretty much open and shut. They'll plead guilty.
Pity. I was looking forward to you shaking in the witness box.
Shut it, Chris. What about Steve's new job?
I'll need some consideration. Come up to Home Farm at 4. We'll talk about it.
Thanks.
In the meantime, I think you ought to go home and get some rest.
Why didn't you tell me what was going on?
Because I knew you would try to stop me from doing it.
Yeah, you bet I would, because it was stupid. I can't believe that you took that much risk just to save Home Farm a few quid.
I wasn't doing it for Home Farm. That was the last thing on my mind.
Oh, I see. So you did it to get revenge on Mickey Bell and the rest for beating you up.
Well, it worked, didn't it? They were putting the frighteners on anyone for a long time.
And it never occurred to you that you might be putting me and James in danger too.
That's exactly what I was trying to avoid.
Scum like that will do anything to put the pressure on. And if beating you up didn't keep your mouth shut, then, well, it could have been your family next.
Which is exactly why I was trying to take them out of circulation. I was doing it for you and James.
I wish I could believe that. Somehow it seems more likely that you were just trying to save your own skin.
I've been cooped up in a police station all night. I'm tired. I don't need a cross-examination from you.
Well, if you told me what was going on from the start, I wouldn't need to.
I'm going for a walk. Give you time to calm down. And when I get back home, we can drop the subject so I could do with some sleep.
Mr. Marchant here.
No, he's gone for a walk. Come in. Surely you didn't need to take another statement from him?
No. I've just come from the Sorry. I've just come from the magistrate's court.
Ah, all safely behind bars?
All except one. Mickey Bell. He's decided to push his luck and plead not guilty, and the daft magistrate's giving him bail.
You mean he's on the loose?
Well, it's only a matter of time. He's about to get sent down at the Crown Court. We've all the evidence we need.
Meanwhile, he's got plenty of opportunity to look for revenge.
No, that would just get him into more trouble.
Well, that's not going to worry him if he's intending to skip bail. Look, he is a violent man. You've got to give us protection.
We'll do whatever we can, Mrs. Marchant. Look in whenever there's a patrol passing.
Once a day at most. We need more than that.
Houghton police don't have that sort of manpower.
So that's it? Oh, you don't care what happens to us? Well, thanks for
Look,
nothing.
I've told you, Mrs. Marchant. We'll do whatever we can.
Oh, just get out of here. Oh, it's you.
Who were you expecting?
Where have you been? I thought you were just going for a walk.
Yeah, I was, but I started sunbathing and fell asleep. Something wrong?
Mickey Bell's been given bail.
And the others?
In custody. But he was the ringleader, wasn't he?
Well, they thought it was. But he won't be so cocky with all his mates banged up inside.
So you don't think he'll come after us?
No, not on his own. It's a real sad case. He's only got the bottle when he's mob-handed.
I hope you're right.
Well, of course I am. I better be going to Home Farm. Tara and Chris are going to tell me about my new job.
Good luck.
Let's hope it makes all this seem worthwhile. You're not still worried, are you? Oh, trust me, Kim. We've seen the last of Mickey Bell and his cronies. I'll see you later.
Yeah, see you. Oh, maybe I'm just being paranoid. Hello?
We're going to give Roy a bit more responsibility this year. We need someone to take over his old duties.
I was expecting a bit more than this. I've shown my loyalty to the company.
That's a matter of opinion.
I put myself and my family in danger.
Which is why we're moving you back to Home Farm. You'll be much safer here.
Still doing labouring jobs. You're not worth more than that.
Your reputation's still at rock bottom in business circles. We couldn't risk letting you represent the company at that level.
Okay, I've made mistakes, but I worked at that quarry. I put up with everything that was thrown at me. I thought I proved something, but you still won't give me another chance, will you?
Never say never. Perhaps when the dust has settled and people have had time to forget...
Chris will always find a reason to knock me back.
Oh, I always try to be fair. But if that's how you feel, perhaps you should consider moving on. It might be easier for you and Kim to make a fresh start somewhere a long way from Emmerdale.
That'd really suit you, wouldn't it?
Just trying to be helpful.
Thanks. But I'll stay here. Haven't got much choice, have I?
Dialed 1471, but the number wasn't traceable.
Oh, that doesn't prove anything.
I know, but I can't help feeling that he's out there somewhere watching the place.
It's more likely to be a wrong number. I get them all the time at the surgery. And from what you've said, Mickey Bell is already looking at a prison sentence. He'd be stupid to do anything that would make it worse.
That certainly seems to be how the police see it. And Steve.
Well, then listen to what they're telling you and try to forget it.
Oh, maybe I'm just being paranoid. It's been such a lousy year. I keep waiting for something else to go wrong.
That's not like you, Kim. Don't usually let things get you down.
Well, maybe I've never been this low before.
Well, then the only way is up. You've still got the stud.
Yeah, you're right. Would make more sense to start thinking about building for the future, instead of worrying about something that's never going to happen.
Exactly.
Cheers. It's out for the count. Can I get you another drink?
No, I really ought to be going. If you're okay.
Don't worry, I've calmed down. Now, I'm just going to fix some dinner for Steve, like the dutiful wife.
I really admire the way you've stuck by him. The easiest thing would be to let him sink or swim on his own.
Well, I won't pretend that I didn't consider it. But I made a commitment, so I'm going to stick by him.
Well, let's hope things get a bit easier from now on. Certainly calmer since Kelly left.
I bet. Hello? Look, if you've got something to say, just come out with it. I know there's someone there. It was him.
What did he say?
Nothing.
You can't be sure that it was him, Kim. It might just have been a wrong number.
It wasn't.
You don't know that. You're just panicking again.
Zoe, it was him.
I popped in on Mickey Bell yesterday. He's complying with his conditions of bail. Seems keen to stay out of trouble. He'll not be bothering you.
You see? Nothing to worry about.
Except the phone calls.
Well, you don't know that was Bell. He didn't say anything. It's more likely to be just a couple of wrong numbers.
I was right, Kim. You've been edgy recently.
Oh, so now I'm just a neurotic woman.
Nobody's saying that, Mrs. March. It is a quite understandable reaction. But I can assure you, you're in absolutely no danger.
Well, thanks for coming anyway. You've really put our minds at rest.
It's all part of the service, sir.
Look, I've got to go to the summer fair and manage the Home Farm store. Why don't you bring James along? Help me take your mind off things.
Yeah, he might enjoy it. And I'd feel safer in a crowd.
Well, it's over, Kim. He's not going to cause us any more trouble.
As usual, we're offering many youngsters their first taste of employment.
Excuse me while I throw up.
Expand the schemes. As many of our other activities.
Here we go.
Oh, is that the best you could find?
Short notice, what do you expect?
Right, stand there. What? Smile. Big smile. Right, you can buzz off now. Oh, you can look after the store. Go on then. Get me some lunch.
Get inside!
Get out!
And get inside! Oh, man, drop me right in it!
And if you hurt me or my child, you'll be in even more trouble. And what's your problem? Aren't you man enough to tackle Steve on your own?
I was saying he'll come. You're just the first in line.
There you go. Thanks for stopping. Where's Kim?
She's taking James home for some lunch. Don't worry, she's a lot calmer now.
Good.
I'm really sorry you had to go through this, Mrs. Marchant.
Well, I wouldn't have done if you'd listened to me.
I know. We're going to need you down the station to make a statement. When you feel up to it.
Just make sure he's not let out on bail this time.
No danger of that. Not after what he's done.
Kim! Kim, you all right?
No thanks to you. Don't touch me. You put James and me in a lot of danger with your stupidity. I told you what would happen, but you wouldn't listen.
I said I'm sorry, but there's no way I could have known Mickey Bell was going to get bail.
Wasn't there?
And if I thought for a minute it was going to come after
Yeah,
you...
well, that's exactly your problem, Steve. You never do think. You spent your whole life taking risks, but it's never you who has to pay the price.
Kim...
Before the wedding, you gambled my money on getting yourself out of trouble.
Kim, just give me a chance to explain.
No! Let me explain something to you. You've taken too many risks at my expense. And if you ever endanger my son again, it'll be the last time you see either of us. Is that clear?
Morning, Mrs. Marchant.
Hello, Roy.
People just don't know what to say to you nowadays.
They could ask me how I am.
But they don't care. They don't have to be nice to you because you're nobody.
Have you seen Tara?
Nope.
I need her signature. She promised to be in early.
Well, if that's what she promised, then
Thanks for your help.
my pleasure. Listen, Kim. About Tara.
Forget it. I wouldn't want to waste your precious time.
Back to alcohol?
I'll tell you when and where, okay?
Where on earth have you been? Kim, look, it doesn't matter what you think of me privately, but if we're meant to be a partnership, then I expect you to pull your weight when I need you here. Now, you promised to be in early, and
Kim.
now you just...
My father has died.
Nobody told me. God, Tara, you must think I don't believe it. You could have told me. You should have.
My father's dead.
I did try and tell you.
You didn't exactly go out of your way.
My father...
I'm starting to hate funerals. Seems I've been to rather too many this last year or so.
Well, I'm sure you and Steve won't be missed if you decide to stay away. Let's save reminding people of all those financial futures you buried.
I thought we were all going to give Tara some support, so maybe you could stop squabbling for a while.
Chris, we do have a funeral to go to.
Looks like there'll be a good turnout.
Not surprised. The old man was worth a packet.
Even more than you, Swindle. There's not many you could say that of.
Yes. So it's right. Let's try and have a little dignity.
Mrs. Marchant, I'm sorry to bother you on such a somber occasion, but I was hoping we might have a word.
Of course. So, what did you want to talk about?
I'm very worried about Tara.
Well, we all are, and that's why we're here.
Well, this is a bit more than sympathy over a bereavement, Mrs. Marchant. I'm concerned that she may be getting into something that will affect her for the rest of her life. I've tried talking to her, but it's no good. Now, I know you're her business partner, and I was hoping she might listen to you.
I doubt it. We've never been close. And perhaps you'd better tell me what the problem is.
Well, it's a delicate matter. I trust I can rely on your discretion.
Of course. Perhaps we'd better discuss it later. I think they're ready to start.
Well, I just hope it's not too late by then.
What did Lord Michael want to talk to you about?
You must know, he's worried about Tara. Thought I might be able to give her some advice.
Well, what about?
He didn't have time to tell me. He just said he's worried that she's going to make a big mistake.
Anything to do with the home farm?
Can't you ever think about anything else? We are supposed to be at a funeral.
Man that is born of a woman hath but a short time to live, and is full of misery. He cometh up and is cut down like a flower. He fleeth as it were a shadow, and never continueth in one stay.
Tara putting more money into home farm.
We are in debt.
Well, now her father's gone, there's nothing stopping her.
But of thee, O Lord,
Unless Lord Michael wants to put a spoke in.
Well, why would he want to do
and
that?
yet, O Lord God most holy,
Well,
O Lord
marry her.
most mighty, O holy
The
and most
uniting of
merciful
two
Saviour,
fortunes.
deliver us not into the
Maybe he
bitter
wants
pains
more
of
say in how
eternal
they're going
death.
to spend it.
Thou knowest, Lord, the secrets of our hearts. Shut not thy merciful ears to our prayer, but spare us, Lord most holy, O God most mighty, O holy and merciful Saviour, thou most worthy Judge eternal, suffer us not at our last hour for any pains of death to fall from thee. Forasmuch as it hath pleased Almighty God, earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust, in sure and certain hope of the resurrection to eternal life, through our Lord Jesus Christ, who shall change our vile body, that it may be like unto his glorious body, according to the mighty working, whereby he is able to subdue all things to himself.
Of course. I don't know why I didn't realise sooner.
You can't be serious.
See for yourself.
Thought she had more sense. Bad enough having to put up with you and Dave Glover. Never expected Tara to start sleeping in the stone.
You're hardly in a position to be so sanctimonious. Not after your affair with Kelly.
That was different.
Yes. At least Biff can't get pregnant.
Why can't you all just leave her alone? She's lost her father. Maybe she just needs someone to help her through it.
You are so naive, Zoe. You never think about the implications of anything.
If you mean I don't see things in the same cynical way that you do, then I'm grateful for it.
Look, it was hard enough to work out what she was going to do with Home Farm before. Now, I've got the prospect of some yokel influencing her with his pillow talk.
I think we see what was worrying you.
Yes, I imagine everyone will know before the day's out. There isn't much point in discretion anymore, is there?
Well, perhaps that's for the best. For those of us who were concerned for Tara's happiness, we could work together and make her see sense.
Do you think someone ought to go and tell Tara that her guests are starting to arrive?
I'm sure she knows. She'll come down when she's ready.
Perhaps she and Biff are otherwise engaged.
It isn't funny, Steve. The sooner we find a way of removing him from the equation, the happier I'll be.
I'm surprised you and Michael can't think of something between you. After all, you're just dealing with a yokel. Thanks for coming. Look, Tara, if you feel the need to keep a low profile at the stables for a while, I'm quite capable of looking after things on my own.
And why would I want to do that?
I just thought I could save you having to face all this gossip.
If you think I need to hide from that, you really are underestimating me, Kim.
Well, I'm sure none of us think that. We all just want to offer you our support, Tara.
You know, I don't know how Tara had the audacity to take Biff along to her own father's funeral.
No, he's been in his grave 24 hours. Already he'll be turning in it.
Do you think Biff has an ulterior motive?
I won't put it past him.
Come on. Yeah, but... I mean, Tara's no fool, so what's she playing at?
She must see something in it.
They've got absolutely nothing in common.
Or maybe it's a physical thing.
Mine boggles.
Well, it's hardly intellectual stimulation, is it?
Hardly. Look, I've got to be off in a minute. I've got an early morning meeting. Can you drop James off at the playgroup?
Well, I can, but I don't think he's very well.
Oh?
Well, he's off his food. He's got a bad cough and his nose is running. Hey.
Oh, it'll probably just be a cold. I don't think it's anything more. See you later.
Bye. What's the matter, mate?
Morning, Betty.
I wouldn't have thought you'd have had much to smile about.
You know, I've always secretly hoped that one day I could match your prowess as a gossip.
Me, a gossip? Where have you heard that one?
And I think, Betty, that day has arrived.
Oh, aye.
Would you like to hear some juicy, hot-off-the-press scandal?
Not really, but if you insist on telling me.
Biff and Lady Tara are having a fling.
Oh, so it's common knowledge now, is it?
Pardon?
Well, Biff told me about him and Lady Tara weeks ago. He knew his little secret would be safe with me.
Got another meeting this afternoon, so you never know.
Yeah, never know.
Steve!
Well, maybe he wants to give you a few tips on the art of lovemaking.
I'll learn everything I know from an expert.
Cheeky.
Have you seen Roy? Yeah, he's on his way back from the holiday village. Why? You haven't spoken to him about me and Tara, have you? No. Cheers.
Biff!
Oh, better go. Your mistress beckons.
Yeah.
A favour. The lawyer from the family firm's coming over just to handle the will reading. Can you pick him up?
Okay. Where from?
At the station. Mr. Humphrey Granger. Fat little bald chap with specs. I feel really awkward asking you. But...
I'm still your driver.
No,
Look,
but...
don't worry. Hey?
Now, that's what I call managing a stud.
Mm-hmm.
Roy, I think there's something you should know.
I know. Come on. Come on.
Hello. I'm sorry, but Dr. Burton is currently out on a call.
I know.
Emergency, which service do you require?
Yeah, ambulance, please.
Steve! Steve? Oh, my God. Steve? How is he? What's the matter with him?
They haven't said. They've just done some tests on him. I tried to call you.
Look at him. Oh, my poor baby.
Look, we should have some news very soon. I got him here as quick as I could.
Look at him. Just look at him.
He'll be all right. He will.
Oh, God, what's the matter with him? He looks so helpless.
He's gonna be all right.
Why won't they tell us what's happening?
Kim. Sorry, I was at a conference in London. I came as soon as I heard. How is he?
I don't know.
He's with the doctors now.
Mrs. Marchant,
How is he?
James has had a very severe attack of croup.
Croup, but that isn't usually serious.
Not usually, no. It is extremely rare for the attack to be this severe. We've intubated him, and hopefully he'll start responding to the drugs.
But he is going to be all right.
Most children with this illness do survive.
Most?
I promise you, we are doing everything we can.
I can't bear this. First David, now James.
James has got a good chance.
Hello, Kim.
Chris.
I just want you to know if there's anything I can do, then.
Yeah, thanks. I brought you these.
I don't want anything.
Kim, you've got to eat.
I'm not hungry.
Then at least get some rest. You've been up all night. I can stop with James.
I'm not leaving him with you.
What?
He's my son, not yours. If it wasn't for you, none of this would have happened.
Kim, that's not true.
I did everything I could.
He was ill. You didn't even notice.
Kim, please.
If you hadn't lost all our money, he'd be properly looked after. Why didn't you realise? This is your fault. You did this to him.
I've got to go. Paddy's on his own at the surgery.
Yeah, of course.
You okay?
Is she right? What if I am to blame?
Of course you're not. Children get ill all the time. It's just something that happens.
James should have been cared for properly.
He was. You're a good dad to him, Steve.
His chest is getting clearer. I'll be back to check on him later.
He didn't seem that ill yesterday. If only I'd stayed at home.
You mustn't blame yourselves. If your husband hadn't acted so promptly, it could have been much worse.
Well, you heard what he said. This isn't Steve's fault.
When I left James yesterday, all he had was a cough. Now he's in here. He is seriously ill, and you're telling me that it isn't anybody's fault?
Yes. After the plane crash, I wanted there to be a reason, some explanation for why it had happened, but just somebody to blame.
That was an accident. Nobody could have done anything about it.
But what happened afterwards wasn't. You have to learn to accept that it's nobody's fault. Otherwise you drive people away. I let my marriage fall apart. I destroyed my family. It isn't worth it, Kim.
The only thing I care about right now is my son.
Well, that isn't true. I know you. You could have got rid of Steve a long time ago. I think you love him very much.
Your husband brought this in from home. He's in the waiting area.
Thanks.
Talk to him, Kim.
I brought that from home. Thought you might like it.
Thanks.
I'm sorry.
So am I. I didn't mean everything I said. I was angry with myself, not you.
I don't blame you. If I'd been the ideal parent or husband.
You used to be so good, you and me. Now we can't stop arguing over James's sick bed. What's happened to us, Steve?
I don't know.
I just feel so guilty. All the time I spent working on the business, I hardly thought about James.
Things will be different when this is over. We'll start being a proper family. As soon as James is better.
What if he doesn't get better? What if he... I love him so much.